Say I'll care forever, and I mean forever. If I have to hold the sky, crazy he calls me. Yeah, I'm crazy, crazy in love. Am I say I'll move a mountain, well then I'll move a mountain. If he wants it out of the way, crazy he calls me. Yeah, I'm crazy, crazy in love, I'd say. I say I go through fire, and I go through fire. If he wants it, so it will be. Crazy, he calls me. Yeah, I'm crazy, crazy in love, you see.
So we are back, and you've just listened to the musical presentation of Jazz the Great, Gail Wynters, who has joined us at our table with her son, Tripp. And Tripp, your mother is a legend in these parts, as we saw, but her legendary career extends way past the city limits of Lexington, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you're a member of her band.
That's right. We are very fortunate, and I love playing with her musically. One of the only times we ever really get to hang out and talk and be together.
And I tell you, it is so mutual. I mean, we have a good time. So anytime you see where Tripp and I are playing, come on down and come on over and whatever, and because we're really having a good time, aren't we, son?
Oh, yeah.
But I don't blame them, goodness knows, for my honeysuckle rose. When you're passing by, flowers droop beside her, and I know the reason why. You're much sweeter, goodness knows.
Well, I have another musical quiz, but this may be something that you can be able to answer, Tripp.
Okay.
So if you were to describe your mother's career path, what single word or phrase would you use to describe it?
Da 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 da.
I'll say she's one single word. I'd have to say blessed, because she was blessed with such a great natural talent and voice, and she just, music is, I don't know, maybe even more primal of a language for her than English. You know, I think she learned it before she'd even learned words. She started getting up and singing, you know, from all the stories I heard from my grandparents. And
Well, actually, this is a true story. I started at 18 months. I could sing any melody, but I'd make up words because I couldn't talk yet, you know. But I was in front of people singing, my family tells me, at 18 months when we started. But I come from a family of musicians. If you didn't sing, you got left behind with grandma, and nobody wanted to be left
good
behind.
motivation.
That's right. That's right.
So you learned to sing really young, really early.
Wow. So Tripp, let me ask you about your youth years. And what do you recollect about her career as a child of Gail Wynters growing up?
well, I remember all these musicians just showing up in the house, and me sitting there watching. You know, we were just talking about some of these folks, Dusty Paley and
Nate Crawford,
and
Cal Collins,
Norman Higgins would be there, and Boogie,
Boogie Morton,
And it's actually funny because when I finally actually got into band in school, and I was at Crawford, and my band director, was a former bandmate
Yeah.
of hers, Doug Oatley.
Yeah.
And my guidance counselor was a former drummer of hers,
Merle.
Merle Gastor.
Yeah.
And I kept running into people that had played with my mom and all that. So I had a lot of great support, from my teachers because they knew from whence I came. I think, a little bit.
And then Tripp really had some good training with, taking, well, besides even being in Africa and Ghana and learning their rhythms and all, as far as like djembe and all of that goes, as far as percussion goes. When we'd be in New York, he'd study with Grady Tate, Ben Riley, Bernard Purdy from back in the 70s, so he had classes with he had those moments, master classes with those guys, so that kind of added to what makes him so wonderful to play with and to sing with.
But there was always music, when I was younger growing up, and getting to hear those folks was just a real treat.
But
Just Madison.
really and truly, he started really like a little baby, man. He'd pull out all the pens and start
That's
beating
what I'm
on 'em.
envisioning about you.
Yeah, he did. When he was just a tiny little tot man, he'd be playing right along with us. When we'd be rehearsing, he'd be there playing those little pans just like he was part of the group, Yeah.
Well, I knew Tripp during his college years, and we were at the UK School of Music together, and that's the memory that I have most of Tripp being in that lobby
Oh, yeah.
of the Fine Arts Building, and he was
Living
always
there.
just, even if he was in class, he was,
Oh,
the
yeah.
pencils were going, or the fingers, or the foot was tapping, or something, and that's just always remember. There was just always a beat going on
Yeah.
about you at all
It just-
times.
it never goes away.
That's just amazing. So, Gail, let me ask you, what was
Yeah.
it like to be a mother of small children, and how did you balance your musical career with your family?
Well, the thing of it was, when I got married and of course had Tripp and Artie, I thought I was going to quit, making music. I said, well, the best way I can do that is be there for them all day long. When they go to sleep, I could go out and sing a little bit, and come back, we'll have paid the money and peacefully done all of that. So that's what got me started in doing it. And of course, when we were here in Lexington starting out, man, the place was rocking all over town with music. I'd be singing at the old Phoenix Hotel. I mean, it's torn down now, right? But the old Phoenix Hotel, and I'd go from there on my breaks and go down to the living room and sit in on my breaks. And then after hours, we'd go across the tracks and hear Mike, Mike Allen and Bobby Wilson and Russell Hill, in one of their clubs over there. And I mean, it was just a musical adventure here in Lexington way back when. I guess jazz is my forte, but you asked me how raising kids and doing that. But we would always talk about their music and their composing, and we had this inner conversational thing going on throughout our whole lives together. That's just the way it's been.
Say I'll move a mountain. Well, then I'll move a mountain. If he wants it out of the way. Crazy, he calls me. Yeah, I'm crazy. Crazy in love, I'd say.
And of course, talking about generational.
Yes.
Right? Well, of course, my mom and dad sang, and my dad was a minister, and he always said he had a praying knee and a dancing foot all on the same leg, and he and mom were singing, and then my three sisters came along, and we sang as a family. But before that, Dad and his brothers had a quartet starting in the 30s, and man, they would sing. They were singing still in their 80s. Finally, the last brother kind of, got to step into the brother that had retired's place. There were 9 of them, so there was 4. So when one would retire, the next one would be able to sing with the Schimmel brothers. And they would sit down at a table and lock into the most beautiful harmony, a cappella. And we grew up with that, I mean, it's just everybody wanted their chance at the
Such
center
a
of the
fantastic
room,
story. Wow.
Yeah.
And let me ask you, Gail, as we talk about our generation today, and you're at the Overtones family table, I guess we could call it. What have you learned from Tripp, both personally and professionally, over the years?
What have I learned from him?
Yes.
Anytime you are anywhere, you are 100%. That's what I've learned from Tripp.
It's a great thought. And Tripp, what have you learned from your mother's generation and also growing up with her?
Well, one of the things about my mom that I've never quite been able to do myself is just she makes friends at the drop of a hat. Like I'll drop her off at, we'll be driving and we'll like, oh, let's pull up this coffee shop, and I'll let her get out and I'll go park. By the time I'm in there, she's already made friends with half the room. I go in there and it's like, oh, you know these people? No, I just met them and all that. So she is just so wonderful with people, and she just makes friends and is so trusting. I mean, she lived in New York City, Manhattan for all those years, and still she just trusts everybody. And she just makes friends, and it's so easy. She just feels like best friends with somebody 5 minutes after they meet. And I just wish I could have I wish I could do better at that. But I think an element of that has made me maybe a better teacher.
Oh,
because I mean, I'm not quite as gregarious or whatever as you are, but I think I did pick up that feeling of being with everybody. And you got me a clap. There we go. I wanted to one-up Mom. This song's from the 19-teens. She likes to do the 30s and 40s music. I'm going to do something even older. Xylophone master George Hamilton Green did this back in the vaudeville days.
Oh, my.
Log Cabin Blues.
Vaudeville.
That was fantastic.
Notes in there, but
Tripp, you're going to play something else for us, right?
Yeah, this is a little more up what I do regularly.
Okay.
This is I'm gonna play a little djembe, and Mom mentioned that I've traveled a little bit. I went to Suriname in 2003 with Aminata Baroudi, who's a wonderful dancer. She was involved with Syncopating that I mentioned earlier. She's now in the Netherlands, but she's from Suriname. I went there with her, and we had a dance group, and we did this exchange program where we would teach them some of the stuff that we knew, and they would teach us some of their local traditional music. So I'm going to do a little piece here. This is from Suriname. It's called Isa. What I saw you in Amedo. What I saw you in Amedo. You know my mom in Amedo. When I saw you in Amedo. You know my mom in Amedo.
Wow. We've just had such a musical treat here, haven't we? And we have much more, and we will return after the break.